Hello everyone. Today we will start a new topic, that is computer virus. So before starting this chapter, let us know what is data. Data means information. Starting from the birth of a child till the death, everything related to the human being is data. Like its name, its address, its identity, everything is its data. Nowadays, computer and the data stored in the computer are very essential for our daily life. But sometimes we see that our computer gets hanged, not working properly. It means our computer get attacked by virus. There are many worms, Trojan horse or malicious programs are there by which our computer get damaged. So first of all, let us learn about virus. A computer virus is a program or set of programs that disrupts the normal functioning of a computer. So a virus infect or destroy the data. It enters the computer without the permission or knowledge of the user. The full form of virus is Vital Information Resources under Siege. The essential resource of a computer like memory, processing, speed, data and program are hampered when a virus spreads into a system. Almost all viruses are attached to an executable files. Executable files means the files that we run, which means that if a virus exists on a computer, it will not infect the computer unless you run or open the malicious program. Many types of viruses are available. So first one is boot sector virus. This type of virus infects the boot sector of a hard drive. A disk or hard drive comprises of smaller sections known as sectors. The first sector is called the boot sector. So it carries the master boot record, which is responsible for reading and loading of the operating system. So boot sector virus becomes active at the time of booting the machine. That means when our machine is getting started and operating system is getting loaded, at that time only the boot sector virus attacks. So some of the example of boot sector virus are disk killer, stone virus, etc. Next is program file virus. This virus infects the executable file or program such as those with extensions like .com, .exe, .ovl, etc. These programs get loaded in the memory during execution. The virus becomes active in the memory by replicating itself and infecting files on the disk. For example, Sunday, Cascade, etc. The next type of virus is multi-parted virus. A multi-parted virus is a hybrid of boot sector and program virus. The virus gets entry into a computer system through some infected media and then resides in the memory. After that, this virus moves to the hard drive, infects the boot sector and starts spreading itself in the system by infecting the executable file. For example, Invader, Flip, Tequila, etc. Next is macrovirus. This virus infects the file which are created using such applications, software that support macro, such as Word, Excel, PowerPoint. A macro is a series of programming steps that allow automation of any function or action with a single keystroke. That means repeated task. So when the infected document is opened, the macro virus gets loaded into the main memory. Once the macro virus gets active onto your computer, every document you provide will become infected. For example, Melissa, Relax, etc. Now let us learn about some symptoms when your computer gets attacked by virus. First one is the computer starts doing things on its own, like moving the cursor all by itself, randomly open and closing the window, etc. Number 2, computer may shut down and restart frequently. Next, malfunctioning may be noticed in several applications. Malfunctioning means your application is not working properly. Certain drives on the computer becomes inaccessible. Unexpected error messages pop up. Menus and dialog boxes may appear distorted. Speed of the computer drops. These are the symptoms of virus when your computer get attacked. Now let us know how virus spreads. There are many ways for virus to spread. So first one is via removable storage devices like pen drives. So sharing and transferring files via flash drives is very common practice today. If this drive contains malicious files, that means if that pen drive contains any virus, it will infect the computer with which it is attached. Likewise, if a flash drive is inserted in an infected computer, it will also infect the computer with virus. This infected drive then becomes the vector and is capable of spreading the virus into other computer if the operating system of those machine has enabled auto run feature. Okay, so a virus can be embedded into a normal file on a flash drive. Even if the auto run feature is disabled, the computer will become infected when that file is opened. The next way of spreading of virus is from internet. The computer virus is spread very quickly through internet because they can be transmitted to many sites simultaneously. There are many websites which while visiting try to install adware bugs. Okay, that means whenever you visit any website, many pop-ups or many ads you will see. These are called adwares. That will cause a flood of pop-ups to appear on your screen. This adware often allows for other rogue program to be installed. That means your virus may get installed automatically, and before you know it, your computer get filled with filthy material. That means your computer will get attacked by virus. The next way of spreading virus is through email attachment. The virus may send an executable file with an email attachment and mislead the recipient into clicking on it. That means in email, you may receive such email that contains virus in it. If you click that mail, then your computer will get affected. The next topic we will learn is sweeper. Now what is sweeper? A sweeper is another type of virus which looks like an antivirus program and the user unintentionally download it. These viruses make use of Google services to install the malicious code on the computer. Once installed, it creates a variety of harmless fake malware files in the computer, which gets automatically started when the user logs into Windows. It controls the browsing activity of user, changes system file, etc. without the user's knowledge. So on running, it performs a scan and prompts security alerts by displaying the list of these fake malwares. These alerts are shown to scare the user into thinking that this computer is infected. One should ignore these alerts and make use of proper steps to remove the malicious code. Next is malware. The term malware is made up of two words. So first one is malicious and second one is software. It is a generic term used for such programs that enters into a computer and damage it without the user's knowledge. Malware not only interrupts the normal functioning of a computer but also steals important information. Some example of data stealing malwares are Banco and Gator. Now let us learn what is computer worm. A worm is similar to virus in design and it is considered to be a subclass of a virus. Unlike virus, it is a self-replicating program that is having a capability to spread without any human intervention. That means it can spread itself. Due to this self-replicating nature, the end result in most cases is heavily consumption of system memory. That means it will spread itself such that your memory gets full, causing web server, network, servers and individual computer to stop responding. Next is Trojan horse. The name Trojan horse is derived from the wooden horse used by the Greek army to conquer the city of Troy. You can learn this story in the internet. The Trojan horse at first glance will appear to be a useful software but will actually damage the computer once it is installed. User on receiving end of Trojan horse are usually tricked into opening them. That means it will show such a way that you will open it. Trojan have different behavior once they gain access to in your system. For example, some Trojan changes the desktop by adding silly desktop icons. Some prevents applications from running, especially antivirus application. Trojan are also known to create a backdoor on the computer that gives an easy and unauthorized access to malicious user, thus allowing your confidential and personal information to be compromised. So unlike virus and worms, Trojan does not reproduce by infecting other files, nor they do self-replicate. They require human action to run. The next is spyware. So spyware is a type of malicious software that gains entry into an system and monitors the user activity without his knowledge and then reveals the collected information to another interested party. The spyware program can collect various types of personal information such as internet surfing habits, visited web pages, password and even credit card numbers. So they have the ability to scan files on the hard drive, snoop other applications such as chat program and word processor. While doing so, they consistently transmit this information in the background to someone else who will either sell the information to another party or use it for advertising marketing purpose. So how we will prevent these malicious programs? So some steps are: equip your PC with some antivirus program and keep it updated. Check whether your antivirus program has potential to detect spyware and malware. Install a firewall on your system to control the incoming and outgoing network traffic. Always scan the pen drive before copying files. Avoid downloading, installing pirated software from the internet. Scan the downloaded file before opening them. Scan the hard disk twice a month. Take the backup of the important files every day. Use internet and email attachment very carefully. Now these are the steps that you will follow to prevent your computer from virus or some malicious programs. Let us know what is antivirus. Antivirus is a program which is designed to identify, prevent and remove virus from a computer. Okay, it performs the following tasks in a computer. It scans computer files to look for unknown virus from the virus dictionary and tries to remove them. It identifies suspicious behavior of any computer program which might indicate infection. It scans incoming emails which might contain virus in an attachment. Some of the examples of antivirus programs are McAfee, AVG antivirus, Quickhill, etc. Some antivirus programs are paid and some are free. Free antivirus like AVG, Avast, Avira, etc. and paid antivirus are Kaspersky, McAfee, etc. Now how this antivirus works? All antivirus programs operate on the similar principle. Main functions are a virus database that contains a list of file patterns which are used to identify a virus. The second component of an antivirus is a scan engine which scans files and compares them with the pattern files to verify if there is any infection. The search engine can be run when the user explicitly activates it, or it can also be set to run automatically anytime a file is opened or a program is executed. This is called real-time scan. Real-time scan runs consistently in background. It provides maximum protection by scanning the opened or saved files and displays a notification message when it detects a security risk. Now, these antivirus programs need update regularly. Now, what is the importance of the regular updates? Day by day, many virus programs are being spreaded. Okay, so same way the software antivirus companies used to install the updated program for these viruses. So this updated program they send as an update to us. So we also need to update these programs regularly to tackle with the new version of viruses. So how to use an antivirus software? Same as we use other softwares. We have to install the antivirus software by using a key or any link given by the antivirus program. After that we need to scan the computer. Same way all the antivirus works. So I hope this topic is clear to you. If you have any doubt, feel free to ask me. Thank you.